Saikor Achawi Masowo upon Hidi Razang Radley, Yagashin, Ichajan upon the clay upon when a cunning commissary. Aje Kupkasang Valedictory Program Hiwi Masowo Sami Kavai, Honorable MP out of Manipur, Lok Sabha Government of India. Kuiru Dr. Lorho S. Fuze, Ana Ishuit Masowo Sami Kavai, Apam Hili Razang Haire. Players Pinghili, Pangasin Kuinaga, Ishuit Masowo Napam Kakuing Shida, Achubi Football Final Match, Zingtun Katam Now Long 2020. He Nareo Hogi the Kalaine. Ishui Achawi Msawona Bam Quigai Nashida, PHALEE Anthem, Samiruno. Yari Saiko Nanganing Kamise, Yari Saiko Nanganing Kamise. Yari Saikor Pamise, Aral 2022 Zengtun Katamnao Nonghui football final match Hopogauder.
A very good afternoon, everyone. It has rained, it has shined, and on this final day, it is a windy day, but that will not dampen the spirit of these two teams, NGAINGA and PHALEE, who are going for the title of Singtun Tangkul Katamnolo. Both teams have played 80 minutes each in the morning. NGAINGA on the back of a 2-0 win over their opponents, and PHALEE registering a 2-1 win over Tigan. So, 90 minutes between these two teams, and between winners and losers, champions and second place. We're in. How excited are you?
Very excited about this match. Our predictions came true, the semi-finals between NGAINGA and TANM would definitely be the champion, is what we predicted. So, what's your prediction about today's game?
For me, this will be a game that will be won or lost in midfield, and I have a sneaky feeling that the expertise of Risomi in the middle of the park for NGAINGA will do the job for NGAINGA, but PHALEE have the pace on the counter, and they have their main assets in Warrington, so it is evenly poised, and it stands on the edge of the night. We will see what happens in the next 90 minutes.
Village Court we Mangali, Kari Kamhai de Kare. Village Court we Mangali, Kari Kamhai de Kare, NL07C 0678. Kakaneli AS01 BZ4452. Kagatumali MN01K 9150. Kamatiali MM01AS1044. Karimati Nishihili Chingarada site Sami Kavai Podalay Kari Gasing Natumpingna Village Court we Mangali Kamhai Delay Akava Chingarada Abam Juina Kakushok Mikavai Natumdi Podalay.
will be an interesting. It will be interesting to watch young Miching battling out against Birmingham from NGAINGA. And so far, Birmingham has been one of the fastest forwards in this tournament, and young Miching has been one of the most solid defenders so far in this tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out between the two players.
It is a matchup that I'm really excited myself to see, and Birmingham further staked his claim for the Golden Boot this morning as he scored against Elfongse, so he has 7 goals now in this tournament, and he's been played through here by Conring. Birmingham on a foot race with Young Miching straight away, and there's a duel that you were talking about, and it's a corner won by Birmingham, cleared by Young Miching. So corner early towards here for NGAINGA. It looks like it will be Birmingham who takes this one. Birmingham. It's a good one. It's deep, and it's headed there, cleared by PHALEE defender. Back in again by Birmingham, and storm at the goal there from Lanzo by Conring. His shot straight at the goalkeeper on run play. Tamunchan now on the chase against Yelumbum. Yelumbum concedes a throw in on this near side. So you missed the first 2 semi-final matches this morning, and it's a little update for you. There were 3 and 4 substitutions for NGAINGA in that semi-final. Conring jersey number 10, he was withdrawn with a muscle injury. The same was true for MaySix, jersey number 9. Both have started this match, so it'll be really interesting to see how their muscles hold up in the next 90 minutes, because they were withdrawn due to muscle injuries. Do you think that's going to come into effect in the closing stages of the game?
That's my concern now. Playing such intense games, 2 consecutive games is not an easy thing in such weather. And so far they've been playing intensely. Let's see how their physical body holds up against the intensity of this game.
Kish to Conring. Conring cannot control the ball. It's played back to Marin. Marin out for Sopem. Sopem dispossessed by Ongshungmi. Ongshungmi to Tamunchan. Tamunchan does well to emerge with the ball from there. Lanso to Ongshungmi. Ongsing coming all the way back to win the ball for NGAINGA. Kish dispossessed by Conring. And Warrior will win a throw-in on this near side here for PHALEE.
I think another interesting aspect of this match that's playing out is the one that's playing out outside the field between the 2 fans of these 2 teams. They've been the most passionate and intense group of fans this whole tournament, and you can just hear the cheers from the sidelines.
I was just mentioning in my commentary for the semi-final where PHALEE were playing against Tengnem, and as you know, the Zamko community is celebrating Yeru at the moment. It's a festival celebrated by the youth, commemorating youth, celebrating youth, as well as the spring season, and it is marked by singing of songs, making merry and all of that, and they brought their party to the field. The fans, they have been very loud. They have been cheering their team all the way through in this tournament, and they're giving it one last final push, and I hope it will be enough.
Yes, a new addition in the fans' arsenal, that is the use of drums. It's an offside.
The PHALEE fans are beating the drums while the NGAINGA fans are beating the PHALEE. Waritham. This was just by Risomi. This battle will be key in this game. Risomi, the midfield maestro for NGAINGA, out wide for Shitsung. Shitsung plays it to Ramion. Ramion will concede the throw in. It will be taken by Temuchan. It looks like it.
Is Waritham playing in midfield, or is he playing his usual position on the side?
I think he's playing on the left wing now. He started on the right. This was the same in the semi-final game against Stadium. They switched position, and it looks like he's taken the central striker role at the moment. They always switch the front three for PHALEE. That's the versatility that this three players have. But they have to content themselves with defending this corner from Rumsing.
That is beautiful corner kick.
Everyone was all alone inside the box. No pressure. Misplaced his. I think in the end it's a goal kick for PHALEE. It will be taken by the ever-present Yang Miching.
Or what's your prediction for this game?
As I mentioned before, it will be a game that will be won or lost in midfield, and I have a feeling that the experience of Risomi in the middle of the park will come to good for NGAINGA, but they will have to defend this counter by PHALEE. Muchonring taking on Ribu. Muchonring put the cross in, but it's gone out for a goal kick for NGAINGA. So yeah, I think the influence of Risomi in the middle of the park for NGAINGA will have a huge say, and if Risomi has a good game, I believe NGAINGA will come out on top. But the same goes for PHALEE. If Waritham has a good game, they will have a good chance as well. What about you?
So far, I think based on the last 10 minutes performance, NGAINGA has had the lion's share of possession, but PHALEE looks dangerous in the counter-attacks. You know, they've got a piece of Waritham on the left side, and they've got a solid defense as well, who can distribute the ball really well. So that's the advantage as of now, but Rumsing's pace in the front side is quite dangerous for PHALEE's defense. It's going to be an interesting 90 minutes in the finals of the ZTKL Sports.
So free kick for PHALEE, and they have made good use of their free kicks in this tournament so far. Waritham and Yang Miching starting over this one. Waritham will be interested in this. Yang Miching lifts it for him. Waritham high at the back post is Oshunli, and it will be straight at the goalkeeper Chingnik going out. Chingnik plays it out to Risomi. Risomi under pressure from Oshun. Risomi straight back to Moranbe, the goalkeeper for PHALEE. You've mentioned this time and again, this both the defense are resolute defenses, and they have hardly been breached in this sports meet so far. They then have been breached only once. It was PHALEE have been breached only once. They have scoring one goal in the semi-final clash. On the other hand, NGAINGA are yet to concede in this tournament.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think NGAINGA has been the highest scoring team in this tournament so far. So it's basically the best attack against the best defense, more or less.
Tamil Singh up against Temuchan. Tamil Singh keeps the ball in play. Yulumpang plays it, and the last touch came off Temuchan for PHALEE. Singh under pressure from Jadio, plays it back to Tamil Singh. Tamil Singh takes his time on the ball, and in the end lost the ball to Wortham. Chanyo will take the throw in for PHALEE. Wortham loses it. It's back to Yelumpong. Yelumpong is looking for the run of Kandring. Kandring will not get there, and it's gone out for a goal kick for PHALEE. It's been a fast start, but it's not been as exciting as the quarter-final clash between Ahor and PHALEE. There's a bit of trepidation from both teams, a little cagey, making sure and neither of the teams wanting to concede very early in the final and treading cautiously, both teams at the moment.
The fact that both teams have played 80 minutes each this morning, it shows in the way they're playing. You know, they haven't been able to play with the full potential that each players have. But despite that, it's been an intense game. Only time will tell who comes out on top. Something always dangerous in the front. You just cannot keep 1 second away from him. And you just always have to be on your toes to keep him in check. And that's what PHALEE defenders have been doing since the beginning of this game.
Good turn by Kandring. Kandring took the shot on, it's cleared by Miching on into Ramayon. Further cleared by Ongshungam, and the fall on Ongshungam by Ramayon. And you were mentioning that these two teams have played 80 minutes in the first half of the day, their respective semi-finals, and the conditions right now also don't favor the players. It's very, very hot. You play a lot of football yourself. What weather do you like best when you're playing football? A bit of a drizzle?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I wouldn't want to be playing in this weather conditions, you know. It's just so exhausting. Just saps the energy out of your body.
We just sat here talking about the game and we're already dehydrated.
Yeah.
Think about the players running and playing inside the pitch. Show me.
Nice footwork.
Village Court we Kakavai Step Changchili Kari Suzuki Kazik AS01BZ4452 Hina nganing pinghai chuwang isiwi Kamiwo abam chiri makapai tura chuwang aina katakwi alungli Kazik Kari Suzuki AS01BZ4452 Hina katakwi alungli kakushok mi no Kari Kazik Suzuki katakwi alungli mapupa hina side kasami no
Bit of a hopeful clearance up front. Well defended by Kish, and the throw in for PHALEE. Second by Kish again, one back by Yelumpong. Yung Singh. A little too tight to Gianio for the referee's liking, and it's a free kick against the top scorer of the tournament so far.
When I heard that the finals was going to be played between NGAINGA and PHALEE, my first thought was, you know, I thought PHALEE would dominate the game based on the match against Ahor. But so far, PHALEE is the one who's playing better. And it shows in Raisomi's experience, the way he has been dictating the game, controlling the pace of the game, distributing the ball. Just goes on to show how important a midfielder plays in a football match. PHALEE's main strength has been from the wings, and NGAINGA's main strength has been from the midfield. So far, the midfield play is proving to be more effective in the minutes that have been played so far. Let's see if PHALEE can prove us wrong in the coming minutes.
Exactly my observations from the game so far. In for Ramayon. Ramayon easy to throw in. One back by Shinsen, back with Romeo. Romeo plays it to Sopen for Marine. Send it back. Marine plays it long for Dongxing. Dongxing on the chase now. Up against Yang Miching and Jihanyo coming up on top of that one. Right, so the goalkeeper who plays it out wide on this right wing for Warisam. Warisam tried the pass from the outside of his foot. It's down by Risomi and a throw in for PHALEE. Risomi countering all alone on this left flank, has space to run into, has support in the form of the MaySix. Switched on for a little bit there, but he does well, he recovers well to get the ball. The MaySix still, and he will win a corner off Yang Miching.
Who else but Yang Miching to police defense again?
So angry. I've had a lot of corners in the first 15 minutes. It's T again by Kanring, cleared by Yang Miching. Resami took the shot on, blocked well by a PHALEE midfielder. Now, PHALEE switch flanks. That's with Marine. Marine in, out again by Yang Miching. Back with NGAINGA. Rewon. His foot through that and it's gone straight out for a goal kick for PHALEE. A bit wasteful for that from the NGAINGA defender. Had options to play it out wide. PHALEE's from PHALEE fans almost reminiscent of those 30 days from lockdown.
Yeah, go Corona days.
Yeah.
When Modi made that announcement for every Indian to go to the balcony and clang their utensils. Yeah, reminds me of those days, good old days.
I think this should be the first corner for PHALEE in the game, and Chondring will take this one. Chondring scored off the corner in the semi-final. It's a goal on this guy, but I'm sorry, stay at the corner. Near post. Back to the flag was not there, and that's a huge chance missed by the PHALEE striker. A huge let off on the other hand for NGAINGA.
That's what I've been saying. PHALEE, NGAINGA has been having the share of the possession, but you know, PHALEE looks dangerous on the counter-attack. That goal just came out of nothing, almost. Had they scored that, NGAINGA would have been disappointed after all those chances they've been creating.
Kanring cannot get it past Yang Miching. Out wide for Rugby, and free kick in favor of NGAINGA. Dongxing Wei now going all the way back to take this free kick. They've had chances from set pieces, haven't been able to make it count. And we saw on the other end, PHALEE really taking the chances from corner. That will come from this free kick by Dongxing. Good catch that from Rugby.
Good catch, good catch.
Room for Kanring. Nshungmi was trying to play Temujang through. Temujang didn't have the legs to carry him, and it's found out for a goal kick for NGAINGA. From Scroft's clearance, but anywhere else will do. Risomi now points on the right flank for Sopen. Sopen up against Jubilee. Did well there under pressure from Sopen. Now Chondring for PHALEE. Ushura. Lanso. Oh, steered by Chanyo. Now with Kanring. Romeo.
NGAINGA attacking again. Oh! It's small touch from the PHALEE's defense.
Yang Miching is
Yang Miching again. always so dependable. No matter where the ball is, you just know he has to be there.
Talk about the man, and it's him again with defense.
Don't you just wish that there were some scouts watching this tournament and they could have identified a lot of talents from this tournament? Wow, another beautiful.
Good take by MaySix, and the crossing here, the supporter finds only the roof of the PHALEE net. Yes, like you were talking about, Mitching being at the center of everything for PHALEE. If only there were scouts here to side in for my league or even a state league club, it would be a huge step forward for the youngster.
He has been such a rock in PHALEE's defense since the beginning of the tournament. So dependable. Nothing flashy in his play, you know, no trickeries, nothing flashy, just simple, plain, effective defending from Yermiching from day one.
And that is the hardest part, to play football in its simplest way.
Yeah.
Corner here for a throw in here for NGAINGA, won by Khanring. And will play it to MaySix. MaySix back to Khanring, who was always in an offside position. It was a fast start to the game, but the game has slowed down a little bit. The players are trying to get the bearings of the game a little bit, the feel of the game a little bit. And it is in moments like this that some magic from some players can light up, and that's City from Edinburgh. And he will go into the referee's bookings for that handball, blatant handball. Oritham had gotten away from the defender, and in trying to stop Oritham from making further progress, Edinburgh handled the ball, and it's the first yellow card of the final. And it goes Yelenbong's way. So Yermiching yet again for money to take this free kick. His one hand signals, almost saying I'm going for the first post. He does go for the first post, and it's cleared well by Yerum, and further by back in again by Kish, and offside anyway, I think.
Yellow ball has been called by the referees once again. I think it's regarding the handball. I think all footballers are the same, you know, when the situation gets really out of your hand, you just stretch out your hand. Don't you think so? Luis Suarez, for that example, for that matter, the handball against Ghana in the World Cup.
Luis Suarez,
Yeah.
the ultimate villain. Yeah, I remember that quite
And then
well.
Maradona's head of God. Just
Yeah.
every player at some point of time have to stretch out their hands to save their lives.
Of the Argentines. Ball won here by Oritham, and Yelenbong does well to hold his run. Kish for Tim Jung. Cleared again by MaySix. Kish for Tammy John again. Tammy John. Moving on. Yelenbong can see it throw in. He could never take the chance knowing that Wortham was bearing down on him, but Wortham holding his lead here. Hopefully it's nothing. Up by Kevin Chan and out for a goal kick for NGAINGA.
The attack comes to nothing as the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Alto Kari Suzuki Village Court we Mangali Kam hai de Kalai Kari Akaba Pahina Kabako ni Shadale Kava Katak we Anungli Kushok Mihaudo Alto Kari Suzuki Kazik number na AS 01BZ4452 Kari Akaba Pahina Kabako Shadale Kava Katak we alumni Kari hi village court we ka kawai step we mangawi e na kakoi jok mi haulo issue we archu we kumi wora zamara da laye chu we bangai na katak we alumni Kari hi site ka mi haura do.
It was an ambitious attempt from our leading contender for the Golden Boot, Dong Sing Winao. So far, he's been kept in check by the police defense. He has been neutralized so far, but then you never know. You know, players of his caliber, at the spur of the moment, can produce a moment of magic and just create a goal out of nothing. So you can never just write them off. But so far, police defense have been the more dominant force in this battle between NGAINGA's attack and police defense.
Throw in for NGAINGA. It's up for Sing.
Village court we oppositely transformer like the Kalai Galem Chili Kari number Makaka Gypsy Akakam hai delay transformer electric post akalay da kalay chili Gypsy Kari number magazang akagasam hai delay chikatak we alung di kakoy shok mi haudo Terigapung Kari mazang pai away Terigapung Kari mazang pai away chuwang ay na village court we opposite electric post lay da kalay chili ngasam hai da kalay number magazang Gypsy akaba taklak ay na Kari chika kushok mi haudo.
Yerlumpang needs to be careful. That was his second handball. He already has a yellow card. You don't want to be sent off in the final, in the most important game of your life, you know?
In the quarterfinal as well, he was on a yellow card and he was walking on tightrope for most of the match, and seeing that he was near to getting his second booking, the coach took him off. He escaped without a yellow card in the semi-final, although he put in a few crunching tackles against the El Punto players, and he scored off to somewhat, not exactly a bad start, but not the start that he was looking for, as he's been booked and he will have to be careful all throughout for the remainder of the match. Pushed on Risomi and the free kick goes NGAINGA's way.
Risome has been bossing the midfield since the start of the game. Despite that age, he still runs really fast and he's giving Roy Tim a run for his money when it comes to pace. And he's been controlling the midfield, he's been distributing the ball so well.
See, that's the aspect of the game that I've been most disappointed about from NGAINGA. They've had many chances from set pieces, but they've always played it straight to the goalkeeper. They're not trying to get a shot on target, they're not trying to find a teammate inside the box, instead they're just gifting possession back to the opposition keeper. And that's why we're seeing this pendulum swing of possession between these two teams in the final. What is them? Looking for the run of Lanto, and it's gone up for a goal kick for NGAINGA, and hopefully they will not give it straight back to the curly goalkeeper this time.
I think that the team manager for the ZTKS team that will be going to TKS need to take this into consideration. You know, just wasting the balls on set pieces. Set pieces are so important in the game. You you can create something out of nothing. Yet, players have just been wasting their set piece opportunities.
Can I sing? With the throwing for NGAINGA. Away by Kish. Back in again. We saw me now on the ball. NGAINGA. We saw me. Past Kish. We saw me.
Just like you're matching, Risomi is everywhere, right? You just see him right next to the stage, and the very next second he's out there taking a corner for NGAINGA. Despite having played 80 minutes in the morning, he's still so active. It's quite...
Risomi. It's one this time from Risomi. The goalkeeper put a good hand to it for him. Away for PHALEE. Now, John. Well defended by the referees of that play there. We don't know for what offense, but I think it will go PHALEE's way. You were mentioning how Risomi has been all over the pitch in the game, and for a Premier League player, we would say the likes of N'Golo Kante is played every blade of grass in this ground so far.
Yes.
The opening match. The opening
Here's the NGAINGA Kante with 7 lungs.
7 runs and 2 sets of very satisfied.
Don't sing. Zingtun areas 70% is covered by
Land.
and then 30% is covered by trees.
Then so, here's it away for PHALEE. Risomi. Again, Risomi took the shot on that time. Now it's nearly fallen to Chapem, and the goalkeeper is still
Still in play. Still in play.
away by Shungam. Timochan now. Wide for Boytham. Somebody at the keeper was on his line and tried the outrageous there from 30 yards out. It's gone wide.
But if somebody can do that, I think it's worth it. You know, the first kick was disappointing, but if somebody could have done it, it would have been him. So it makes sense that he tried that shot.
Right idea, not the right execution, but you never know. If you try and you try and you try, they're going to get it. Definitely. So, now lifted his back foot and looking for PHALEE. Played by Shitsan. So then chased down now by Singh. Singh with a foul on Rugby and free kick against the Lioness keeper.
Police fans have started singing. Hope we can spur the players and inspire them towards a goal. NGAINGA's fans on the other side are banging their steel plates to cheer on their team. Let's see which form of cheering is more powerful.
Let's see. Now Risomi goes
Again,
Kish.
Risomi
with the first ball through. Nearly
They're
fell
reaching the
to
rescue again. Risomi again.
Risomi. Up next, Shungam. Chihanyo doing well to stop the run of Risomi. Again, in by Risomi, collected this time by Rampe. Almost feels like we're watching a magician playing his tricks here. Whenever Risomi has the ball, He can conjure skills out of nowhere. He can maneuver the space when there's not even a little space for him. And he has been exceptional in this game so far. As has Spain enriching, who clears the board away for PHALEE. But beautiful miscommunication between Ribong and Yelumpam, and helped out by Marin in the end for NGAINGA.
So far there have been very little mistakes in this game. You know, it's a match worthy of a final. Two really tough teams, two really difficult teams. Very solid in the back, very solid in the front, solid midfield. And the game has not disappointed us so far. There's very little mistakes. It's just that the scoreline has been 0-0. It's just a matter of time before one of them breaks the deadlock and makes the first move.
Yes, rightly. So do you think PHALEE will rule the missed chance by Kevin John, firing over from just 2 yards quite early in the game? Even for NGAINGA. MaySix. China clears it for PHALEE. Ball over from Yelumpam. Oh wow. Referee indicating for 1 minute to be added on, and wow, it's already been 45 minutes.
Already 45 minutes. I have been just observing Yelumpam, and he looks like a smiling assassin, you know? He just smiles and smiles and just creates tough tackles, and it's a joy to watch. Yelumpam on the left back has been really effective
Against Warrington. Mushumbi to Mushumbo for Jordan. Mushumbo as well to pass the ball to Mushumbi. Mushumbi retains possession on the far end. Mushumbi back to Ravakmi, and Ravakmi, the cross from Ravakmi goes out for a goal kick for NGAINGA. Warrington currently finding no joy down this right flank, but half-time is imminent. Do you think the PHALEE coach will target Yelumpam still in the second half? Is on the yellow card, remember. So do you think the PHALEE coach will target Yelumpam again and puts Warrington up against him, or do you think he'll change Warrington's position from right flank to left flank in the second half?
It's a possibility. Yelumpam's yellow card is quite a risk for NGAINGA at the moment. So he has to be a bit careful with his style of play. You don't want to get sent off so early in the game. Oh, something escaped kick. I think Birmingham, aka Roop Singh, has managed just 2-3 shots in the first half. He has been so effectively neutralized by PHALEE's defense. He has been so dangerous in the previous games leading up to the final. I think the PHALEE team management has really strategized well.
And that is half time, and at the end of 45 minutes of this pulsating football match between PHALEE and NGAINGA, nothing separates the two teams. PHALEE going nearest to finding the opening goal, but Temujang could only fire it over the crossbar from 3 yards out, and NGAINGA on the other hand, in spite of all the possession, haven't been able to create any clear-cut chances in the first half. So
Both teams will go into the interval, try to regroup and come back stronger in the second half.
Hoping for a more exciting second half. Not saying that the first half wasn't exciting, but the sting was missing in the first half. Hopefully things will change in the second half as the substitutes come to the pitch to kick some goals and freshen themselves.
How important will substitutions be in the second half for both these teams? Because from what we've seen in the first half, players are suffering from tiredness, weariness, having played the semi-final clashes in the morning. And how important is the strong bench at the moment in this final?
The substitutes will play a very important role in the second half. You know, the players are already exhausted after the first match, they're exhausted after the first half, but then again, if the match goes to penalty shootouts, you don't want to take out the experienced players, right? You want the penalties to be taken by the experienced players, so just substituting players, keeping the penalty shootout in mind, could be a very tough decision to make for the management.
It's a catch-22 situation where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Indeed.
First half atam iri kajishan sauke unit we katana ping President Secretary natum ping TKL obviously emergency salak aina maram akha naze khawai leihawe chuwang minute phangawi wang ma ZTKL obviously unit we President Jubilee ngahot talai khabaw khoni sha khawa ichana pam da khalai apam we aina ZTKL obviously unit we President kala Secretary ping katak we alumli wami haudo minute phangawi wang asan khawai maram lai ai he na soda achu Zingtun, tangkul kadam now long hiwi zingum hangshni the panga kakashu mashida, souvenir release sakahai chida, Saikorina, Iticha, we ram ni hankong taran, kuyung kavai, the achu, registration abam di haimi haidere, lupa shasha aina, mipu gajibuna, rakui mikavai, gaji, natumli gajite sadale, souvenir ababu kuyung misterlo, lupa shasha. Kala Ragra TKSB conference vivang the t-shirt print Sagahai chila Ragra TKS conference vivang t-shirt print Sagahai bing chila Achira Zangahai Tumsai Korana Ababu Lomisir Laga conference vivang fund donate Samilo Gachi Natumni Kaposa Dele Kala Talui Katam now long hina Achi Zingtun Katam now long hiwi Zingkum Hangshni the Panga Kagashung Nitra he host Sada Kalane Chuvangaina host team Lila Kangajon Sada t-shirt print Sahai the Kalaichila Lupa Shakatum Aina Rakui Misir Lo Gachihila Natumli Gachishat Sadalai Ache Kop Sanga Atam Gasak Hai Chivangai na Apam Gatatay the way na Kung Gatatay the way na Rasangidale Atam Hitaran Kari Park Apam Hila Machato Gida Makalay Atishuda Kari Park Sahi the Kalay Pingjina Matalak Aina Park Samilo Chalak Aina Park Samilo Nana Nguida Park Sakami na Mitra Kawibang Hapkano Nasapay Chuvangai na Kari Park Kasatran Chalak Aina Shongfu side shongpa Park Samilo kala matayla kay na ishiwi ground hiwi nganay hili masamilo ground hiwi ayar lila masamilo ground adung shong maninga kaba ground wi azing shong Park Samigway na tumikaya gashi na kamahot sa dalay TKL obviously Unit may na Razangahai President Secretary na tumsay korali minute pangawibang kasaka maram nga sankaway nga hotay ray chumangay na kabaw ko ni shadale ka minute pangawibang mang President Secretary TKL obviously katakwi alungi Razang ni Renault President kala Secretary unit we natum sai korli katak we alungli emergency sala kahayubang kala itumi paida kalai program hi mahap khano kabayubang ari half sada kalai atami li khanga hot ne chiwangai na President Secretary Manay Palong Akava unit we mi abavuna represent sami daga TKL office li razang mi haruno kabaw koni shadaleka unit we President Secretary Malay Palong Akava unit we member abavuna witness rasamilo TKL office li marang kasag akalay khai wibang ngasan kawai ne
ZTKL Jubilee Conference Men's Volleyball Unit Kitong gonna participate saye cover chile mathama thui je milang zangbaba me jena Men's Volleyball TKS le wangreu khwai wang selection sa khai list hida de chithemi le number 1 lane Saga Phungshok Tora Ato Kakhinia le Mashun Horam Tora Ato Mashun Horam Tora Ato Tanrayo LA Lamlang Tanrayo LA Lamlang Ningrikan LA Lamlang Ningrikan LA Lamlang Foundation Zingkai Raude Yunga Keising Zingkai Raude Yaupei Zimik Ringwei Ringjan SK Tenem Mashun Ring Y Shimrei Tenem Mushunring Y Shimre Tenem Sower Y Shimre Tenem Yaron Singh Sekor Ninkan Sekor Ke Tot Maya Ting Shong Repensan Zahong Nao Ting Shong Tonrei Aungshi Tishar Thangmiso Lunghar Tishar Mohon Ngalung Tishar Tanjipom Aungshi Tishar Natum Shadat Shatna Alert Chalaga Pomisalo Natumli anytime for Rabbi Jena Ari Men's Volleyball TKS li Wangrek Waiwi Select Sakaya Listing Jina Natumi list li Zangdale Chakava Alert Chalaga Pomisar Salo Nishnagara
Zingtun Tangko Kadamnao Dong We Singkum Hangshni Tapanga Kagashu Nitre Kam Conference We Program Hi Aring Azin Gup Sankawai Sahaure Gup Kasangwi Ngaran Yeda Ngaran Ping Haire Achu Gup Kasangwi Ngaran Yedi Zangi Kichipi Kada Ngaran Yehi Hunaka Yarubindi Kita half Sada Pamtele Daga Chitay Mike Valedictory function here we how the box say ha PHALEE Ngarumpung Baptist Church we Assistant Pastor Wai Yarsho A Ungmatot Ana Sayasa Thau Pok Middle Kada Masotla Yarsho Ramjanting Rainam Awina Kana Sampangra Welcome Zakmai Gajitay Kala Legacy Pangran Kami Talui Village Vinlas Kwikara Kala ZTKL we President Vinala Kwikara Kala speech he later chief host Archery chief host he Shibi Kayashi Kapaya Honorable MLA 45 Chingai AC Kwira Kushim Vashum Anna chief host Sagi the later Kaleni Awi in the light of the Kashitri and Angarum Kala folk dance he Talui Katam now long wina to the Kaysam program Kala Archie Zimik Short Hiwi Nazin Hiwi Kayashi Kapaya Masoho he Honorable MP Outer Manipur Lok Sabha Government of India, Piashikapaya, Kuiru, Dr. Lorho S. Jose, Ada Matuimire, Hiwitili, Achu, Katam now Hiwi Conference, Hili, Competition Ayaya will Kuika Kahai Hiwi, Prize Distribution, Hila Sinkara, Gala, Pilan Kanga Kahai, How Pok Tang, Zemik Sho Hili Pilan Kanga Kahai, Kangta Kahai, Atamla Kuilu Shitre, Gala, Ningishi Tui, General Secretary Zintun Tangkul Katamnao Law, Yarsho RR Duileng, Ana Kwimilaga, Benediction Gokupwi Seha, Talui Baptist Church we Associate Pastor, Kuira Uyol Lungleng, Ana Seha Samilaga Hidada, valedictory function hi Ngajang Sangren. China Ngazinwi Kupkasang Nasara, Ngayashong Ngayawi program hida Laidale. Zington Night program later Hiwiwang la special guest Sada Horahai Delaye Chibatia ADCW Caretaker Chairman Kyashikapaya Dr. Yarunso Ganung and a special guest Sada Razam Mikidale Gala Achu Nazinhi Zington now artist later play Saikorina Achu to Saikordi Lumshilao Pikami Laga Ringpa Kangasak Adam Damire Chubangaina Ari Hidada Pailak Aina Round Wishong Yashong Manga Kanu Puiting Aina Laida Kalita Kamaina Ashima Nazin Shongda Program hi Razangilo Kala Ngayawi program hila Razangilo Kachihi Natumi Kachite Saturday Ari football match half Saturday He Ngareo Kukuk Nashida Ishubi valedictory function hi Hapok Hauki Gitine Shayna Yarisai Korna Natsumi Kai Masami se Jodla Jota Ringapa Panit Haugu Koki Ringapa Aina Kokayang Kasada Kupsang Kawai Sase
PHALEE substitute PNG bench Lika Umyolo. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half is going to start in a few minutes. PHALEE's team is walking towards the ground and NGAINGA's team is getting ready. I wonder what the respective coaches have instructed them during the halftime, but hopefully we'll see a goal in the second half.
I was inquiring if Shimrimung, the midfielder for PHALEE, was going to be able to make it for the final, and the word from the coach was that there was no chance, but I saw him warming up at halftime, so that might be an ace up the sleeve of the PHALEE coach, and it'll be interesting to see if Shimrimung can make an appearance off the bench in the second half. He was rallying the team at halftime, he was cajoling the team on, and hopefully he'll be able to come on and make an impact in the second half. We'll see if it's fit enough for that.
As a fan, you wouldn't want anything else but your most influential midfielder come and play for you, but on the other side, there's a chance of him aggravating his injury. You know, that keep him on the sidelines for a longer period of time. So it's a decision that would be difficult to take. Let's see how it goes.
High risk, high rewards, just like James for Chelsea for our FPL teams.
Or just like our fantasy Premier League.
We want him to play, but the coach thinks otherwise.
Even the fans are getting more intense in their cheerleading.
PHALEE players itching to get back and to start the second half. I know with team huddle now and animate now. We will be back underway for the second half.
At the rate at which Nainga's fans are cheering for the team, I don't think the fourth wave of Corona is ever going to come to Zington area. I think Corona is going to be scared at all the noises.
Ushuma driven forward, controlling all the attack straight away, cleared by Gorin, one back by Lonzo. Little really inside the box and PHALEE thought they had a corner, but it's an offside.
PHALEE has made its intent clear from the very first whistle. They have just gone down to attack from the very beginning of the second half. I hope they can keep up this intensity and momentum throughout the second half.
We were both of the opinion that Anger might be a little bit strong for PHALEE in the game, but from what you've seen in the first half, have you changed your mind, or do you still stick with your opinion that Anger are the favorites in the final?
The second half is just starting, so only time will tell. But based on the last minute's activity, PHALEE looks like they're going to be the stronger team in the second half, because in the first half, Nainga was the more dominant team. They had more attacks, they had more possession, so they were the better team. But then in football, nothing is constant. The team that is dominant in the first half can even lose in the second half.
Sopep near the corner for Anger. Sopep inside the box. Failed to MaySix could not get the shot away. The shot was in the end from Yoruba and it's away by Jahanyo. Back in again by Anger. There's Sing inside the box. Sing straight at the goalkeeper. PHALEE defenders were asking for the flag that was never coming in. For Sing, for a player of his caliber and of his quality, you expect him to find the back of the net from that kind of range, and he is throwing his chance, he is holding his head. That's a huge let off for PHALEE and a huge chance missed by Sing.
I hope this miss doesn't come back to bite them.
So two clear-cut chances missed in the game, one by Sing and the other by the PHALEE striker. And so the chances missed have been evened out. We're back to square one. Wondering.
That was a nice touch.
Going back by Ushuma, cannot get past from beyond. MaySix plays Sopep to on the left flank. Sopep up against Kish, cleared by Yamrichi. Back again by Yosomi. Terry and Daddy on the ball alone. So long.
Sing again. Sing was silent in the entire first half, but since the beginning of the second half he's been really active. He has had 2 shots on goal, one on target and one off target, but he's been looking pretty dangerous.
Punted up from by Jahanyo, chased down by John. Cleared by Yulumpuk.
Smiling at the same.
Jahanyo. Shooting head off the ball by Sing. He was hoping that PHALEE would make the run, but Covering was wrong-footed for that, flat-footed for that. So Ben chased and it's gone out for a goal kick for PHALEE.
That was quite a dedication from Sopan. Running down, chasing the ball all the way to the corner kick.
Throwing for PHALEE to be taken by Kish. Right back, Kish. Taken by Yoruba. It's away from Yoruba. Feet or two.
It
Over
wasn't
the
too
crossbar.
far off away from the goal.
Substitution in the offing for PHALEE. MaySix just number 8. Midfielder who we have hyped up so much in this tournament is coming on. And we will see who he will replace. Play continues as of now. Covering for Manu. Plays it through for Winsing. Left it for Sopan on the far side by the byline. Went out for a goal kick for PHALEE in the end.
PHALEE's promising youngster Pungray Ting is getting ready to be subbed on.
And I think the substitution will be made now before the free kick is taken. So, Ting comes on, still fresh, youngster, and out comes Chondring.
Let's see if Ting can make an impact in the second half. Quite a promising youngster. Small in stature, young in age, but high in confidence.
Mr. Mania on the board, the confidence that he possesses is way beyond his years. Ramion off the deck for Winsing, and Michin clears it away for PHALEE. Tumbling.
Beautiful turn. Fake two players with a turn. Unfortunately couldn't go past the glass defense.
Yellow Brown back to Jubilee. We will straight at Rampage. Okay, good catch in the end from the Jubilee keeper. Marin. Sopan. Goes on by making his first touch of the game. Finds Lanso.
Beautiful turn. Beautiful turn from Lanso. Beautiful crossing again. Oh!
Open is coming again. It's beautiful goal from Moritan.
PHALEE's fans are they've been told to keep their celebration outside the field. But I can understand the sentiment as they try to run inside. It's a final game, and they have got the lead from none other than Moritan.
What about the introduction of Pungray? It was Pungray who played Lanso through on the left flank, and Lanso went past a few players and put in a wonderful cross that was converted by Moritan. So Moritan now has scored in the last 3 games. Big game player and big goals for Moritan.
Big game, big player, made all the difference. Pungray got the free assist. Right?
Hockey assist.
Yeah, he just within a few minutes of his introduction gave that.
Thank you. The boys through ball, we'll see that was a very sweet reply from Nainu. Come at the hour, come at the man. The golden boot contender, Birmingham winner from Nainu scores the equalizer for Nainu. Like I said before, he was neutralized and he was silent the entire time. However, in the second half, has been really active, and he got the equalizing goal from Nainu once again. You can never write off such players, no matter how they play.
Lanzo again on this left side. Lanzo cannot keep the ball in play. But I don't know if you noticed it, but it was muted celebrations from Rung Singh, who looked at the bench straight away. There was a substitution about to be made, and Rung Singh, after scoring the equalizer for NGAINGA, asked for the manager not to go with the substitution. And so the manager has listened to the skipper, and the substitute takes his place on the bench again, well defended by Novakmi this time.
I think the skipper is enjoying the momentum of the game and doesn't want it to get distracted by a new substitution.
Oh, that's a wild swing from Resomi on Pumriting.
That would have been painful. Although it wasn't intentional, of course. Resomi was going for the ball, but he kicked the legs of Pumriting instead. I hope it's nothing serious. He's up on his feet, he's sitting down. Happens in football. That wasn't a light swing, right? That was
a wild swing from Resomi. Missed the ball completely and took out his man.
And I think the shin guard came to Pumriting's rescue. He's up and running, so it's nothing serious. It's good news for the PHALEE team. The Pumriting is up on his feet again.
So we're seeing played by Michin. Lanzo. One back by Lanzo, the creator of that goal by Woritham. Plays it out on the right flank again for Woritham. Woritham was looking for the one off from Pumriting, and it's defended by Varin. The winger duo of Woritham and Lanzo reminds me a little bit of Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah at Liverpool. If you look at the movements of Woritham, it's a lot like Mane. Sharp turns, big strides, and can hide the back of the net from wherever he finds the ball inside the box. Right foot, left foot, anything works for the winger.
I think one of PHALEE's strength is also the chemistry and the understanding between Lanzo and Woritham. You know, the way they're passing the ball from one end to the other, from one side to the other. It's beautiful to watch.
We are lucky to be witnessing a game of such quality.
In fact, the quality of this game has been better than the first division league of Manipur's league as well. You know, it's been intense. I'm enjoying this match more than the first division matches in Imphal.
You mean the state league?
Yeah, the state league.
They can be tribal fears sometimes. Ushugam for Lanzo on the left flank, yet again. Also, this time will have to be content with the corner that came off Ribu, and corner for PHALEE.
Finally, the sun is down.
Bit of a respite from the hit. As much for us as it is for the players.
The the quality of these two teams can definitely give a run, give the state leagues a run for the money.
Kevin Chan inside the box, cleared by Owen, out for Conry. Conry has been fouled by Jubilee. So the PHALEE fans in delirium at the moment, and they've been asked to calm down quite a couple of times by the fourth referee here. They can enjoy as much as they can, but if they're trying to interfere play, they have to be stopped, and that's 2 times they have been stopped from trying to enter the field of play.
Beautiful control. That was a beautiful touch.
One back by Phumwei Singh, the youngster.
Nice.
Goes past Phumwei Singh still running with Phumwei Singh. Ramion, played by Yan Michi. Kevin Chan. Phumwei Singh. They were asking a little too much of Phumwei Singh. Worrisome. Everything is on the chase, but everyone does well to shepherd the ball out of play, or a goal kick for his team.
Police fans have turned from a rock and roll crowd to a gospel concert crowd once again. Quite an obedient set of fans, quite impressed. They've just moved away from a rock concert to a gospel concert.
As long as they can keep the noise up.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter for the PHALEE players.
doesn't matter. Now that NGAINGA has equalized, I think they're changing their mode to worship mode for a second goal, asking for the heavens to have mercy on the team.
Chevalier seems to be in a bit of distress on the pitch. So we've seen this a lot of times already in this match, and we'll say it again. The fact that this player has played 80 minutes in the morning is hampering the performances of these players here. Their muscles are tiring, and as we go deeper into the second half, we are more likely to see a lot of muscle cramps among these two set of players.
For sure, I think now would be the right time to make substitutions for tired legs, introduce some fresh legs.
Everyone could take that from the left back. Finds Conry. Not as good as Willem for that take. But we did well to clear the ball away from Singh. No, Lonzo pushed by Singh, and a foul for PHALEE here.
It was a very cynical push from Birmingham on number 7 on the PHALEE team. You're matching to take the set kick.
Go out for a goal kick for NGAINGA. So another thing that we were talking about this PHALEE team is the versatility of these players. They can play anywhere, in any position, once they are on the pitch. And Lanyo, who has for the majority of the tournament operated as a midfielder for PHALEE, is now playing on the left, and He has been a revelation on the left hand slot. He created the goal for Wellington and has also been a constant thorn on the right side of Ainga's defense.
Definitely, Lanso on the left and Wellington on the right has been such a pain for the NGAINGA team. You can see the cultural troop walking towards the ground, towards the stage for the performance of the game. It's more like a commercial break at the moment.
Deng Ching taking his time to take the throw in. He does fierely, headed back by Levion. And Singh goes down under a challenge from one of the PHALEE players. He gets back straight up. With a beautiful mistake Chile does able to come off his lines and steal the ball away from Lanso, who was thrown goal after that mistake from Ruben.
PHALEE almost created a goal out of nothing once again.
Risomi played through for Sopen. It's a good ball from Risomi and Sopen was well to keep. No, he cannot keep the ball in play and it's gone out for a goal kick for PHALEE. Sopen should have taken the ball first time, should have crossed the ball across goal for the first time. He waited a little too long and the ball got away from him. Waiting wide for Wellington. Wellington for Temujang. Temujang trying to cross in, no one inside the middle of the box for PHALEE. Marine looking for Long Singh. Well defended by Jahanyu. Yellow pump for Singh. Shimon cut back with a tackle in. He commits a foul on the opposition skipper, Yamno Singh. That's the free kick from a delicious position here.
I think it's going straight for the goal. I don't think it's going to cross inside. I think it's going straight for the goal. And he has the skill and experience to curl the ball inside the net.
And Singh goes straight for goal. Punch by Ranpai. Lanso for PHALEE. Possession went back by Marine. Marine will settle for a throw in here on the right side. Shitsam back to Marine. Marine all the way back to Revo. Heavy touch, but as well to recover. Khanring charged down by Novakbi. Shitsam for Marine. Marine for Khanring. Khanring back to Marine. Defended well by Ongshungam. Chitsang for MaySix. MaySix concedes a throw-in. Ball won by Rung Singh. He cannot get past Yang Wiching, and the ball is further cleared by Navapmi. Marvin will launch it back in. Navapmi up against Rung Singh. Navapmi away from PHALEE, away from Moiting. Dropping against Romeo and Risomi. Diminutive midfielder getting out of that situation with the ball. But Oritam lost the ball, and Yelumbam now for NGAINGA. Bit of a wasted one from Yelumbam. Everything. Oritam shaken off the ball this time by Risomi.
Beautiful through ball. Beautiful through ball.
Singh with a crossing. It's a good hand by Ranpai. Took the ball away from two NGAINGA players running inside the box. Another good save from Ranpai. And the pass by Risomi finds no orange shirt inside the box, and it's sailed out for a goal kick for PHALEE. So substitution now in the offing for NGAINGA, and Shiratio will be coming on for NGAINGA.
PHALEE started off really strong in the second half. In fact, in the very first minute, but NGAINGA has been more dominant after the first 5 minutes.
So good defending by Navapmi. Helped out by Ushunga. Lenzo will change flanks and looks for Oritam takes the ball away from Yelumbam. Oritam puts the pass in. Oritam was all alone inside the box, but going it a little too long, the striker. Foul on Navapmi by MaySix. And now the change from NGAINGA will be made. Chesinabait Sopem making way for Shiratio. Shiratio, of course, came off the bench and scored against Rambu in that match, in that quarter-final match. It was a beautiful goal from Shiratio that changed the shade of the game in that quarter-final match, and he will be hoping to have the same impact in this game.
PHALEE is ready to make the second change. Turpum from NGAINGA is getting ready to. Such balls look really easy on the eyes, but it's such a difficult ball for the keeper. You don't know if it's going in or out. You can just get laid back and not punch the ball out, and it will just end at the back of your net. And that's what almost happened. But thankfully the keeper just punched it off to a corner.
He took no chances with that one.
Yeah.
Corner taken by Oritam. Steve Sanikai.
The cross-body rescue for NGAINGA.
Chingy got a touch to it. And foul now for NGAINGA as Johanyo held back Rung Singh. Now the change will be made for PHALEE, and Turpum will take his place. And making way is Johanyo.
Johanyo out, Turpum in. Fresh legs. You can just see from the way he ran inside the pitch.
Also cannot clear his lines, but luckily for him it goes out for a goal kick. the substitutes will be raring to make an impact in this game. We saw Moiting make an impact with a hockey assist for Lanso, and the likes of Shiracho and Turbo, who have just come on for both the teams, will also be looking to make an impact. Reaching Turbo, throw in for NGAINGA. They saw me, played by Pongating. Now with Walter a little too heavy, his last touch, and it's gone out for a throw in for NGAINGA, which they take very quickly. Another throw in conceded by Kish. Singh plays it in for Ramion. Ramion will play it out to his keeper, Singh. Straight at the goalkeeper for PHALEE.
It will be interesting to see this match played out in a really good ground. You know, the pitch has not been so kind to the players. A lot of misjudged passes and crosses because of the condition of the ground. It would be nice to see how they play in a real ground.
But in spite of the difficulties of the ground, the quality has been there for
Definitely,
both teams.
the quality has been beautiful. Despite the quality of the ground, they're playing better than most first division state teams.
Good turn from everything. Everything with the ball. The box that is cleared by Shitsung. Covering out wide for Longsing. Longsing is chasing and he keeps the ball in play. Longsing.
NGAINGA is still in possession of the ball. Beautiful cross. Luxing! Rescue again, like I said in the previous half. Come at the hour, come at the man. Paiming Mui now from NGAINGA, who scored the second goal for the team. And NGAINGA leads 2-1. NGAINGA 2, PHALEE 1.
What a comeback this has been from NGAINGA. They were a goal down early in the second half and they have rallied back, and thanks to their skipper and their talismanic striker Longsing now. They are 2 goals to the group now. PHALEE will be extremely disappointed with how they have let their lead slip. But just as you and I were talking about Longsing, you can't give the man an inch of space. If you give him an inch, he will use that inch to maneuver a fit and he will get a shot away. And he has been the difference for NGAINGA, and he has been the difference in this game so far. Run by off his line, Scott's clearance. Longsing had a look over his shoulder. He's trying to see if the goalkeeper was off his lines. And so, charged down by Shitsung.
The play players look exhausted. I think they're just grateful that Rung Singh scored that goal so that the match would not drag on to extra time, because that would have been such a pain to watch at the condition of the body.
The NGAINGA players will be grateful, but the PHALEE players will be distraught after conceding 2 excellent goals from Rung Singh. Change for PHALEE, and Kapongkui comes on for rugby. Rung Singh on the right flank, teasing with the ball, wins a throw in. NGAINGA will now try to run down the clock from here till the end of time. Rung Singh concedes a goal kick. PHALEE will be in a hurry to get things underway again.
Rung Singh looks exhausted. Looks like he's run out of fuel. But he's more than done his duty. He scored 2 goals for his team.
You can see him asking the coach on the NGAINGA technical side, asking how much time is left in this time, and that tells you everything. He's given it everything, he's given it 110%, and he is exhausted. Risombi for it him, cleared by Rewum, out by Risombi.
Another chance. Another audacious attempt, but this time it wasn't to be.
He's on a hat-trick, Rung Singh, in a game of such
Kangareo yang da khlai ngasot naw ping, Kangareo yang da khlai ngasot naw ping. Na thumna cheer sa gi chidala ngalai nganing laga cheer sa milo itumwi bench shijinda khlai ji school we property ne. School we property ne chui bangai na thumna ka ho sa hi chidala bench chini makang nganing milo ga chi ka kai ga tek ma shok sak milo ga chi na thumle ka posa da lai. Bao sa hi chidala azingling nganing milo ka bench ni pam mi khalai lo kha bench atungling nganing laga Masami say that he that hang I delay school we property in a sack high juvan nishnara.
You can see the urgency at which the PHALEE players are playing. Like 1 goal down, time's almost running out, but anything can happen in football. Rung Singh taking on 2 players. Rung Singh still on the ball. What a cross. Oh! That was a beautiful save. Almost scored the 3rd goal, but it wasn't to be as the keeper pushed the ball outside. As exhausted as Rung Singh looks, the moment he gets the ball is always so dangerous. He was the architect of that almost goal.
Harin on this right flank. Harin puts cross in. Rung Singh, hungry for his hat-trick, was getting on the end of that cross only for Yang Miching to take it away from his spot. Chan lost it over for Ang Shungam. Ang Shungam gets there ahead of Rewum and Shingik, but plays it straight back to Jinik.
looks like 3 minutes are to be added in the second half.
Penalty for Shratio. Shratio
Offside.
straight offside anyway. Yang Miching asking his teammates to make the run forward. Carried by Rivon for Tiger. Shunbi to Kish. Bunted up front by jersey number 17, Gabon Kui. The ball falls to Lenzo, and Lenzo wins a free kick in a very dangerous position here. So substitution for Ngainga. For 3 minutes added on, and the substitution for Ngainga. Yang Ching. Jersey number 4 will come on, and Rivum. No, it is number 11, jersey number 11 will come off. So
This is the same position from where PHALEE scored in the quarterfinals, where it took the kick and scored it. They have got a very similar opportunity this time. Let's see if they can convert this opportunity into a goal.
Yang Miching. Straight goal. Oh. Out by Lungsingna for Shratio. On a foot race with Yang Miching. Yang Miching looks unflustered. And the ball goes straight back to Rampe. But the change made by Ngainga is a defensive one. Yomion, a midfielder, withdrawn for Yermikon, a defender. So looks like Ngainga will be finishing the game with a back 5. Rampe off his lines to clear it. Handling so that the keeper was out of his lines, and he took the shot on from just outside the box. Cannot get it on target.
Time's running out. It's not over until the whistle is blown.
Norin. This is the kind of experience Ngainga need to see this game through. To keep the ball and take time on the ball, not to hurry on it too much, not to give possession back straight to PHALEE. Win the game. Jeremy Khan puts it up front. Yang Miching is under it. Very clear to Jamil Singh, who has a shot and goal, saved by Rampe. Push on the back of Marin by Emung Chan, and this might actually be it for Ngainga. And that is it, and the Zingtun dream for Ngainga is fulfilled. They are the champions of the land, and they have totally deserved it over the course of this tournament, where they have been absolutely incredible as a team, and they will walk away from here as new champions of the land.
Ngainga is the new champion of the ZTKL sports. They deserve this victory. They have played really well this entire tournament, and they played exceptionally well in the finals as well. credit goes to the defense as well as to their talismanic skipper, Birmingham Winnow, who scored the 2 goals for them through which they won this game and this tournament. They have been a really great team. Kudos to PHALEE as well, they gave their everything. It would have been a different story had their most influential midfielder not been injured, but football is a cruel game, anything can happen. At this time it's NGAINGA who came up on top, and they are the new champions of ZTKL sports.
Commiserations to PHALEE, who gave it everything. They have also been outstanding throughout the whole tournament, but this is not the end for the PHALEE players. In a matter in less than a week's time, players from both teams will be lining up as teammates representing ZTKL in the TKS conference. That is to be
Yari ping na tangay masami do isubi kupkasang program hawbogaure. Yari ping na ungay masami do kupkasang program sang takabay sase team kanini we player nala. Team kanini we player nala. Shimli ungay masami fulo isubi program hi ari hawbogawi jini. Shibangay na cheerleaders ping nala. Team talari play players ping hinala lang may da khu hiwi mi ping nala kagupa program hi zang khabay na chumnila khangwat sa dalay Zingchun Jangkul Kutum now long 2020 Football winnerly congratulations medalay. Aray itong may kupkasang program hi hawpo kore chiwibangay na yari saikor na ground wi adong hili stage wi mga hili ranganing mi mamanhaw say. Yari saikor na stage wi mga hili ranganing mi mamanhaw say chiwi program hawpo kaure. Shong fulam tang li ZTKL ping nala achu. Kupkasang program hili rangarum mi kabangay dana chumlilang hotelay. Ram now being saikor nala ito mi program hili sharuk rakoy milo kala unit we mi ping na shimli kashagaza hanghay ne da maung ni hay fulo shimi kupkasang program hi hun na kamang lala singka kabay sase.